Shamalama ding dong.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your head and let it flow into me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Your mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Your fucking get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness is the gift that has been given to me.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all having a good old time. Can't say loads has changed between now and Monday, except, you know, I've enjoyed a bank holiday. Master Duel has not noticeably changed, there's very limited differences. There is new pack, but I think that was here last time, and new bundle, but I think that was here last time. And yeah, not really much else to say. I think we're possibly going to have to top up on gems midstream. I'm not going to say we will, because that is tempting fate. That is tempting fate to not have to. What has changed since last time is I've got one Everdark boss left on Night Rain. You'll never guess who it is. There's only 8 options. Right, when we last left off, our proficiency test was as it was. 2 more duels, which is going to be really difficult to get, actually, apparently. And just double check that the stats are accurate. They are indeed. Cool. And I know that it says, you know, those stats are very quickly inaccurate, but it does say session start, you know, up in the corner. There is a reason it says the text it says. Right, we have approx, I don't know, 3 hours to try and get as far as we reasonably can, which, I gotta be honest, even if we could rank up into Diamond, I would not want to. It'd be one of those where I feel like we should be hovering around like one win to Diamond. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but that's how I feel we would do it. Simply because we are not a Diamond tier deck at the moment. And I'm not sure if we will be for some time. And it might be that we would be able to win, get into Diamond, and then just immediately D-rank. In which case, I guess nothing lost, but... Set. Summon. 'Tis Malice. So, we want to banish from their grave, but it's late combo that we want to banish from their grave. Right, so chain off. 1, 2... We're going to wait until they hit 5 summons, and then we're going to see. Now, they play around Nibiru pretty easy, as long as I'm remembering right. But yeah, I don't want to telegraph that we've got Bestials. I should probably really be thinking more about my toggles when going second, because bluffing Nibiru is, like, mildly decent. And that is the 5 summons window. Okay. And now we just want it on auto for a little bit. Now banishing that one. Which I think is probably just part of their regular combo. I couldn't tell if my little toggle thing is going to make a meaningful difference in a Malice combo. That's fine. Right, this has activated its banish effect, this has activated its banish effect. Do you think they still go for the full board? I imagine they do. I'm just, you know, not certain myself. Yeah, that's another one. And that's another one. This is fine. I mean, the thing is, they still just make Appaloosa to deal with it. But I'm wondering how far along the combo they make the Appaloosa, because I kind of forget. Target one Malice card in your graveyard, banish it. What did you target? This one. This one? Okay, cool. Banish the Malice from hand, deck, or grave. Go for it. Surely this board is beatable. You've got 2 Bestials, a searchable Chalice. And that's what we've got. Which, to be fair, I don't think they're running fairies. So we could link off Druists to send. If they leave this here, I don't think they will. That's the Appaloosa. There's Splash Mage. Oh, and this is in the grave, and it has used its banish. Go for it. I could banish whatever I want, but I think I want to banish the Red Ransom at end of turn. This is a once per chain, so we can just do both of them. There's White Binder. Nothing in our graveyard, so it's entirely theirs. Which I don't think they really want to do. What did they banish? Just the one. Which has used its effect. Deck or grave, so they get the trap from grave, probably? Yeah. Right, so... Magma. Banish this one. Negate with Appaloosa. Druisworm. Banish this one. that's a pretty decent draw, though. Generic, not generic. I mean, do we just normal summon and go for that? I think that's really good. Because we can just chain block it. Normal. What's the trap again? Then you can banish one card on the field. Do we bother with this? I think we do. I've made a mistake. I have made a mistake, but it's fine. Fair enough. What's the banish? Is it Jerusalem? It's probably Jerusalem. Yep. Yeah, we actually played that a little bit suboptimally. Just a little bit. But yeah, why not? Gets out the last negate. That's fine, that's the Appaloosa out. I still have to attack the Link monster, right? Yeah, that's fine. We're dead, right? I don't know if there was a way to play it properly. Maybe I should have had the... I probably should have left Druis as Chainlink 1 last turn. Or on their first turn, sorry. Druis probably should have been Chainlink 1. Because then I get Magnamut on the field, and then they have to stop a search. Or choose to let that go through. Or waste a card on it, you know? There are a few options I didn't take, and as a result we're probably dead. They know it's not Nibiru, so there's no point bluffing Nibiru. Would it have been better to summon Condemned Witch? I mean, Condemned Witch can negate a monster effect on field, because it can search for Forbidden Chalice. And then it can tag into Lopter, who can tag into whatever he wants, because Lopter. So that probably would have been better. Just as a guess. That was access code. Link 4. And that is not lethal, but you can, yeah, literally just that. This hasn't been banished, so it can do its thing. This has been banished. Yeah, they're just the better player. They really were. That's all there is to it. Welcome back, you know. It truly is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Masochist. Get back first. Duel get stomped. Let's go. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good time. Yeah, I was going to talk about Night Rain. I know I've been talking about it a lot lately, but I've got all of one Everdark boss to beat at present. That Everdark boss is Equilibrious Beast. I have something of a bone to pick with him, really, because Equilibrious Beast is probably the Everdark version is probably the least well-designed fight in the entire game of Night Rain. It sucks. It's so awful. Like, Night Rain is a game you can play single player, or you can play multiplayer. It is advertised as multiplayer. The tutorial tells you what to do with allies. It expects you to die, and then to lose that ally, so you know that you can also fight solo. But it first teaches you that you can have allies, and that, you know, it's good to have them around, long story short, because they take aggro, they help out with the boss, you know, they can help you, recover you from, like, grabs and things. So they teach you as a multiplayer game. Everdark Equilibrius Beast punishes you for playing a multiplayer game as a multiplayer game. Everdark Equilibrius Beast obviously starts in Phase 2 of Equilibrius Beast, which, you know, that's fine, that's neither here nor there. He's a bit stronger, but that's about it. The other bit is that, okay, Phase 3, the Everdark form. So, I think the eye that appears floating above the player character's head is a new thing that's part of the Everdark form, but it basically gives him a complete arena-wide madness condition that builds up over time, which I can't remember if that's exactly the same as it used to be, or if it is marginally different. If it is the same, then okay, that's on me. But he gets at least one new attack in his arsenal, which is essentially a giant crosshair of light that shoots down onto the map. Has a slightly rounded impact zone around where it focuses, which is normally Equilibrius Beast himself, and creates, essentially 4 walls, creating 4 quarters to the boss arena. You go through this wall, you take damage. And, so it makes the arena smaller, basically, in a slightly different way to, shall we say, Gaping Jaw. Because Gaping Jaw also makes the arena smaller. But, you don't need to go outside of the arena for Gaping Jaw. Now, here's the key distinction, because the last thing Equilibrius Beast can do, that's new to my knowledge, is he summons Night Invaders. And these Night Invaders are the same character that you run. So if you decide to run a Revenant, he'll summon a Revenant. If you decide to run a Raider, he'll summon a Raider. Each individual character has one of 3 possible builds that they get spawned in with when he summons them to fight you. And depending on the quality of that build, you have a drastically difficult time, or a much easier time. No, they are just using this for the Fallen of Albaz Reborn to fuse off whatever I have. We need a pretty good draw here. Yeah, we do need a pretty good draw. I don't like where we're at. But yeah, so he can summon the Condemned. He can summon these guys to absolutely just punish you, knock you into the ground. Now, the issue with this is, it is not once per bot, he can summon them multiple times, right? So it's like, oh, okay, he can summon 3, that's how many lives the average Nightfarer has, right? No, that is not how many times he can summon. He can summon them endlessly. It does not matter if there exist some that are already on the field. He will keep summoning. Well, they're not stopping the summon, but they can chain on to banish. Or they can just banish now. But no, they're not doing that. So what are they summoning from extra? Certis. I'll just summon this and attack. This is exactly during opponent's turn. Only during opponent's turn. Good to know. They're reading. And they are fusion summoning. So yeah, not only can he use this as many times as he wants in combat, he's not limited to having one out at the same time. Which means, you know, you could be fighting against him one-on-one. It's now 1-on-2. Okay, that's fine. You don't deal with the extra. It's now 1-on-3. It's now 1-on-4. And it just keeps going. Fuck you. Now, of course, in a one-on-one fight with Equilibrious Beast, you can probably manage this. You can probably manage, like, 2 enemies at the same time. And so what if there's an extra enemy? It just means that, you know, you deal with the Equilibrious Beast. You don't fight the one that's, you know, just spawned in. You've already taken a quarter of his health bar, a third of his health bar. Just get through the rest of it, right? No. For if you leave the summons out and he summons a new summon in, the first one gets a boost. They get more powerful. They get more difficult to deal with. There is a chance that the summons fight each other. Small chance. You're much better off with that happening when there's, you know, I guess, someone like Duchess in, who has invisibility. Or if you use the Knight of the Miasma, so you can give yourself invisibility. Am I just going to be hand-looped for everything? It's difficult to know whether you should stay in, but we'll stay in, so I can rant some more, and then get it out of my system, and then I don't have to talk about it for the rest of the stream. So, yeah, you don't deal with the ads, they get a boost. They get stronger, they get more difficult to deal with. And, of course, these ads chase you around the area. Equilibrious Beast, by contrast, does not then. He paces around at a very leisurely pace, sometimes, you know, in your general direction, but very much behind this horde of enemies that has appeared. And what this essentially means... Oh yeah, I am being hand... Wait, did they just pitch that to the grave? No, they added that to hand. Ooh, I'm gonna be hand-looped. That one comes back to me. That's 6. This is going to be awkward. Luckily, if I get a generator for turn, I can do something well with Valor. There's the 5. I'm not averse to, you know, just using this. You know? That could be so much worse. It could be better. This could, like, Lopta could remain in hand. But I still have Fenrir. So yeah, the difficulty being that you now have to use a ranged character, really, to, like, actually deal with Equilibrious Beast. Because he's in, like, you know, he's just out of melee range, unless you want to start tangling with his summons at the same time as him. And everyone who's played Souls games knows, you want to aggro as few enemies as possible at the same time. It is just that simple. Okay, that's unfortunate. I do need to control 2 cards, but I don't think that really changes the math on this. So yeah, the boss summoning 1 extra ad is a little problematic when it's a completely different moveset, runs at a different speed, attacks with different things, and potentially has completely different skills each time. And of course that, like, it has basically 24 variations. You know, 3 per playable character. There are 8 playable characters. And while you don't actually have to learn all 28 combinations, or 24 combinations, sorry, it's just unnecessary. way too many at present, but I don't doubt they're going to... Oh, they're going to Trishula for me for the last couple, aren't they? So yeah, that's like... It just makes fighting him at all a lot harder. The madness weapons that you get don't seem to impact him as much. Not to mention that madness is generally a pretty hard status thing to pick up in a map. Like, fire is sometimes a little bit rare, so sometimes it's poison, so that you can't get this or that. But most of the time, madness is like the hardest status to get. And it doesn't feel particularly different when you're running Equilibrius. There is not a shifting earth that can make it easier. There is only a single field event out of the... Let me just count. Well, okay, 2 field events, because Equilibrius Beast himself can appear as like a merchant sometimes, so you can trade with him. So we'll count that one, and the Frenzied Flame. Now that's 2 out of... So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I feel like I may be missing one, but it's like only 2 out of 7 of the random field events seem to help you in this scenario, right? And yeah, I guess it doesn't matter that they're not ripping the last cards out of my hand. That's Spell Trap Negate. That's going to basically just banish whatever I summon because I activate a card or effect. Ooh, they control a card with the same name. I know I have this as well, but it's like... How about, like, I'm not consistently making it. I gotta draw at level 1. A specific level 1 that it's genuinely a one-off in my deck. I could force them to use the Spell Trap Negate on Clockwork Knight in theory. So yeah, let's try it. Clockwork Knight. You now control only machines. Now, is it Ice Jade or is it... It's Ice Jade. So... Surely we do this now. Oh. Well, negate this anyway. They're not going to negate that. They are. That's crazy. Although Fenrir does target, because Fenrir is a balanced card, for once. Special summon. I only control the 1 card, you can't but like use that virtue thing. It's not the best board. They're probably dying on the crackback, but you know. Well, it's still kind of doing what I wanted. The only issue is we're losing Fenrir in the process. Where's the next chain link? Excuse you? It's not the damage step. I'm sorry, what? No, why did Fenrir not trigger? I didn't need to toggle on. I wasn't toggled off. It's not the damage step. Like, I don't get it. No, that's not how that works. What did you activate? Quick effect, banish this card from your graveyard, discard, draw 1. That's an activated effect. Why didn't it trigger? Fucking game. But yeah, 2 of the 7 field events help you. And if you're playing solo, then one of the two is objectively better, and that's actually the Equilibrious Beast appearing. But you've then got to also time it well to utilize it correctly, because if you don't time it well when you appear at him, he could actually give you a serious debuff. And, you know, for some reason you don't want that. Okay. So, what if battle phase? What if attack declare into this thing, and we activate the effect? That works, yeah, let's go. I don't know what skipped their battle phase, by the way. Like, not in the slightest. Alright, so the first one is going to be Ash Blossom. I didn't think about the fact that they are just going to negate this. That is the end of the game. But yeah, if basically the frenzied flame that appears above a specific point on the map, that one can help out. We've had it really fucking rough so far. Only 2 duels, but like, come on, man. 3 duels even. But yeah, we haven't won 1. Right. But yeah, the frenzied flame that appears over a specific point on the map, it gives 2 drops that are really worth picking up, basically. There's either a spear that inflicts madness, or there's a talisman of some... I think they're called talismans. But long story short, like, the mainly faith-scaling armaments, which do incantations, really. Am I going first? Nope. And this incantation gives you, like, a madness incantation, and it scales pretty well. So does the spear, but, like, the point being, the spear is primarily a strength weapon, and the seal is primarily a faith weapon. And the issue there is the fact that certain characters just basically get screwed by that kind of option appearing. Because if you are a raider, you basically have to take the spear, but that means you are no longer able to power stance unless you can duplicate the spear or pick up another great spear. Like, you know, 2 options. Set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. You'll move. And as for the other one, with Equilibrious Beast, there is a chance he just gives you a deal that doesn't really help out with his fight specifically. Because there are 2 really good deals that he does. He can either give you a powerful weapon, and if you're level 3 or lower, it has no downside, because he takes 3 levels from you. So as soon as you hit level 4, that's a bad idea to go and talk to him for that one. Or he can give you ailment resistance, which then basically near enough makes you immune to the madness in his arena, because it gives you a ridiculous amount of build-up prevention, long story short. Okay. Okay, there's the ad. That's fine. We let them do that. They add a card. We trigger boss stage, we win the game. Yep. It is as was foretold. And then we just get... I think we want to get Har. It's nice and easy. Right, we got a fairy, we got... Okay, so we got 4 fairies on the field. But we can save this as, like, our last thing. Do we just negate the high scale? No. We've got, like, a Chalice, we've got Crackdown, we're fine. Yeah, we let them do that. They're going to add a card from deck to hand. They then have to send a monster from hand to grave. I'm just thinking on this before I continue my Equilibrius rant, because this is an actual Pendulum deck. It's 60 cards, yes, but it is a proper deck. Yep, congrats on possibly not having that. I don't know, depends what the rest of your hand is. Send a monster. You've only got 4 cards. Okay. Elefama. Fusion Summon. What if... No. There goes 1, there goes 2. Now you can Pendulum Summon, but I don't think that's going to do anything for you. Reborn. For Elefama. That's okay. We want to... Yeah, we want to Chalice the Odd Eyes, and then we want to steal it. Oh. Or we just, you know, do that. And then we just steal it now. They can't Pendulum Summon because it's too high a level. We know the exact card in their hand. We've got 4/5 on board, with the ability to get up to 7,000. Oh no, we've got game. No, wait, we'd need... Okay, yeah, we need a normal summon to get game, and we now have game. Right, so do this. Tribute. And that brings out Valor. Valor brings back out Lopter, and then we need to get rid of this for 1,000. So all you need to do is normal summon VM. And that does it, because that is a link 2, and you know what a link 2 is. Game. And I believe there's nothing else I need to worry about. Yep. Perfectly done. And anyway, continuing on from where I was, if you do not get one of these 2 amazing boosts, there are a few others that are like still good. Like you can still get some other decent boosts, but those 2 are kind of like really effective for the boss. And the key for the Everdarks is you need to build for the Everdarks. You need to plan for them. You can kind of get away with not exactly planning for the regular forms. I mean, it's a Mist Valley. What do you want me to say? Rock Flip support? Yeah. Puppet Plant, which is conditional change of heart. Man-Eater Bug. Burn. That's good. I think that's our 3rd copy. I've never really looked at the artwork of this, and it's now a little more confusing. Luminous Soldier, no. Magician Pickaroo. Ignite. Oh, that's another Ignite. Okay. And, okay, none of those. Right. I'll continue where I was leaving off from, but I am going to the toilet first. Be right back. And we are right back with company of Cat, who you may or may not be able to hear. They are probably a bit quiet for the microphone. Come on, Puss. Settle down. Pick a place. Okay. Right, so yeah, continuing with my rant about the Equilibrius beast, because honestly, I just need to bitch about him. I just concluded by saying that the Everdarks you need to build around. The regular bosses you can build. Building around them improves it, but it's not strictly necessary. You can run like a generically decent like relic set, for example, and you don't have to pick buffs that are going to be specifically aiding you against this boss. Like general like stamina, health things, those are all going to be good. Yeah, it's cool. It's a Gen X UR. Cannot be targeted for attacks. Doesn't say it stops them from attacking directly, or doesn't, but like, sure. We're not going to play it. That's a much more interesting pull, and the rest of these, well, Kagemucha Knight's also kind of decent. We don't have enough Voltgeist. And so anyway, as a point of example that you kind of have to build for the boss, the Fissure in the Fog, Caligo, you know, that big ice dragon, his fight is difficult. I have been having problems with it. And, like, he is weak to fire. You need a fire weapon for him now. Like, it's not optional on the Everdark one. You get a fire weapon or you probably lose. And, but it still feels fair, because once you get a fire weapon, it helps you out that significantly that it's worth doing. Like, you know, you want to aim for a fire weapon. He's still a 1v1 fight. He's got essentially amped up versions of things he already had, with the exception of like maybe one attack or something like that. And like the new thing is that he takes, okay, a little bit less damage most of the time, but he gets more staggers now, because he cloaks himself in this ice armor, and when you break each section of it, that staggers him for a bit. Whether it's a full or micro, I can't remember. I think it's micros, and then when you break the whole set, it's a full. But point being, like, there's a build to him, and you get used to it, and you learn, and there's, like, you know, there's something that you do for him that's just gonna work. It's good. Boss stage is gonna have to put in some work here. They're on 45 cards. Full extra. And on a similar vein, the Everdark Augur, if you're building normally for it, it feels like a very difficult fight, because the way the Everdark Augur works is they give you a specific weapon for it. Like, the phase 1 of the Everdark Augur is basically the regular Augur, minus a few attacks. And then what you do is you beat that, it drops a special weapon that is, you know, basically your starting weapon, but a legendary version of it. And it has a specific Ash of War that you need to use to hit the boss. Well, you don't need to use it to hit the boss, but if you don't do it, you're basically doing yourself to, like, hours of combat. Well, you don't have hours of combat, you know. You're just probably going to die before then. You're going to make errors. You're going to make mistakes. But this Ash of War basically gives you, like, it turns into a kind of kaiju battle with you and your teammates versus this big monster. Like, massive monster. The Augur is already a decent size because it's a boss. The Everdark Augur is huge. It's kind of like the thing, it's, what are you comparing it to? I don't know what you're comparing it to. But it's just... Oh, they set Floodgate and Nightmare. Okay. And then that's if a trap hole meets its conditions. Yeah. They haven't got my Mellow into rotation, but they just need to activate, yeah. Which will pop boss stage. But that's if they activate a trap hole, which they're going to do on their turn? I don't know, I've got to figure this out. But you then, once you start building around the fact that the Everdark Augur basically gives you this magic weapon and says, here's the fight, go play, you know? You then, okay, like, that's how the fight is, right? We're doing this now. Summon this. They kind of have to floodgate. They don't have to, but it's like, it's strictly to their benefit to floodgate this. And if they then floodgate, I can use triple attack afterwards. Because they're going to use Sarah. Unaffected by trap effects. Okay. Okay, I can't... I don't think this targets, right? No, just take control. No, that's fine. Special summon. That's okay. I can't... No, okay, I can't link it off. I use my normal summon. So I'm just drawing 2 cards. Yeah, so it's these 2 that are live. But yeah, you... Anyway, I keep getting sidetracked because it's a trap tricks duel and I actually have to think. But, yeah, once you start building around the fact that the Everdark Augur basically gives you a magic weapon and says, like, you know, do this, then you are in a much better position. Because you're, like, you've learned what the trick is. It's building the rest of the run around ignoring phase 1 and focusing on phase 2. And once you've accomplished that, you're golden. You just need to get to that point. But here's the other thing. They made the Everdark Augur an easier fight as well. That's something that's happened recently. Sure. Oh, right, wait. I can just snipe out one of these. Let's get that one. They... Oh, wait, they reset Floodgate, didn't they? Yeah, but they still have to out it. Yeah, let's do this. It gets us into Nidhogg unless they negate it. And if they do negate it, then we get to use Nidhogg next turn to bring it back. At least that's the theory. Tokens. Valor. And I have to order it like that, so... Oh, right, they have that, don't they? Trap Tricks, Trap Hole, Nightmare by any chance? They're not going to put a light or dark monster in the grave, which is actually going to be a real problem for me until Inspector Border hits my own grave. Chain Hole. Okay. If I'm going to banish a card from my hand, like, from my hand or deck with the same name, I should be able to keep the effect. Hot take, you know. Yeah, they made the Everdark Augur easier. They buffed the weapon that it actually gives you was at the end of phase 1. Because they found that the fight was, you know, too difficult, too much of a problem, what have you. Like, and while, yes, I understand it, I don't think it was. Like, I think you just had to build around it and just get used to building around it. It will take you a couple tries, but, like, it's a fine fight. Now, Equilibrious Beast. Again, trying to build around Madness. impossible. Just doesn't happen on a regular run. You need an event, or you need madness camps. You're not going to get more than 2 madness camps on a map. And even if you do, those are not guaranteed to provide you with a madness weapon. Like, by any means, they're more likely to, but you're also likely enough to find a madness weapon against the basement boss, or like the rooftop boss of the main fortress. And while you could just status Equilibrious Beast, it's, you know, it's just less effective than Madness, right? Madness is his weak type, and you just can't reliably build around it. You can give your armaments poison at the start of the mission, frost, holy, lightning, fire, magic. I've not seen a thing that gives you madness at the start of the mission. Maybe there's something that changes one of your skills to like a madness skill at the start of the mission. Haven't seen that either. Need to look into my relics. Because that would be seriously handy. So what this comes down to is, okay, you now have to play out the fight. And you now have to, like, so you're now playing out this fight solo. You've got 2 options. You've got close range combat or long range combat. Long range combat has, like, 3 practitioners, really. You've got Revenant, because you have summons who can run in and do the close combat work, and you're proficient with the talismans. And that means that you have both magic range and squishy, like, additional range. The extra bodies can draw aggro away from yourself, you know, using the summons provided, I guess. Not dead. I can get the bestials on the field, but will I actually... No, I'm shielding for, like, a stupid amount of damage, actually. That's live. That's live. One of those is Floodgate. So Revenant is option 1. Okay, yeah, I don't get that one anymore. That's unfortunate. Then option 2 is the Recluse, who has very good, like, ranged attacks, but no way to divert attention, and is also a very squishy character. Your melee stats pretty much suck, like, Revenants are better than yours, so you're exclusively a ranged caster. Granted, as long as you're smart, you can manage your FP infinitely, but that's another ranged caster. And then your last range is Iron Eye, who... just fuck me, I guess. Your last range is Iron Eye, who of course has a bow, and that's kind of his redeeming thing, but he's got good dexterity, so he can use those kind of melee weapons. And let's go over why all of these are problems in various different ways. First off, just because the Equilibrious Beast is moving very slowly towards you doesn't mean he isn't attacking you. He is attacking you at range every so often, along with whatever summon is present. Right, so you've done this, and you've done this one. 1, 2... Yeah, we're good. They can attack him with this one or with this one. They're attacking with that one. Which, yeah, we're good. I kind of hope that they attack him with this one first. Like, they shouldn't. Yeah, okay. We could lose right here. That was the wrong one to activate. It's fine. But I've established a monster. I can hit them. Well, no I can't. But I can get this. Which then gives me 2 bodies. But I don't think it does anything with them. They're very big monsters. So yeah, just because Equilibrious Beast isn't fighting you face to face doesn't mean he isn't fighting you. As well as the summons, he is also hitting you at range. And then that brings into problem the summons. I is really painful to deal with. He's got your range, he's got your attack speed and everything, and he is just pesky to deal with. You've got to dodge him pretty well, and he can dodge you pretty well. Like, one-on-one, I is probably one of the better characters to actually play, but it's still by no means, like, a great time. Haven't tried out Recluse yet, because Recluse is actually a very skill-tested character. I'm just not good enough. And I tried Revenant on a duo run, and that got us pretty far, actually. Revenant did get us pretty far, but we still ran into the same issue. We're being hounded by all the ads, and we can't deal with them all, because there's so many ads, even if they don't summon ghosts or anything, so it's just us doing it. It just isn't sustainable enough. You can't continue the whole fight that way. This is rather funny. Yeah. They get to negate it if they want. Yeah, that's fine. But it does use a trap, and they can't special summon any more monsters. But now they get to reset it. You don't have anything else now. Right. No insects or plants, only machines. Oh, right, they still have gravediggers. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I should have just tribute summoned. Understandable. Would a tribute summon have worked, though? Not sure it would have done. So yeah, a long story short, the ranged fight is still difficult. Now, if you use any of the melee characters, you're going into close combat with him, which means you're going into close combat with the ads, which means you're getting ganked. There's no two ways around it. Like, it's just painfully difficult for something that, like, doesn't need to be so bad. Alright, let's try this first. We'll do generator thing. Okay. Attempt to summon generator from grave. Vela. Yeah, sure. Oh, we actually should have just normal summoned Phantasme. Does Vela target? About to get punished. Target. Yeah. Who expects Vela? Imperm probably also targets, but, you know, is what it is. I could Synchro for 11, but I don't think that's the play for some reason. And to an extent, the Equilibrious Beast Everdark is a really skill-intense check. Oh, for fuck's sake. I am not sitting around for this. You can fuck right off. I petition that person to start a unsponsored circumnavigation of the Earth by snail before they get to dueling me again. Where was I? But yeah, like, I get it's a skill testing fight. I get it is still possible. But, like, they made the Augur easier, but not Equilibrious Beast. And here's the other thing. I've been pretty much going on about it solo at the moment. Now, I know that you can just kind of extrapolate, but to put the nail in the coffin of why I think it's just horrendously designed. As I said, I need to target them, right? Cannot be destroyed. Oh, that works. No, it needs to get to the end of the battle phase. I need something that would be on the field other than a Horus that is also not in a gate. That's iffy. Maybe less iffy. Or I can just Cosmic, right? There we go. Problem solved, right? So yeah, you can just extrapolate and say, well, all of this obviously applies in multiples to your, what is it? It obviously just applies in multiples when you've got multiple people. But you see, the problem kind of compounds. For if you don't evenly distribute aggro among your teammates, fuck you, then what you have as an issue is you still have the same number of people trying to deal, well, no, how do I put this? So, it becomes 1-on-2 when you're playing solo. It becomes 2-on-3 when you're playing as a 2, or 3-on-4 when you're playing as a 3. And, yeah, because the point is that he can summon multiple waves, he can summon multiple groups of enemies at the same time. He is not constrained. Then you have this issue, simply put, where it can be 4-on-7. Just screw you. If you fail to balance the aggro across your team, you're basically just dooming someone to getting instantly downed because they're now being swarmed by possibly, like, you know, anywhere from just the one guy or two guys to, like, literally 6. And for some reason, I don't think that's quite healthy game design in the game themed around exactly multiplayer. Where it's, like, advertised, you know, made, designed around it. You playing with team members is punished heavily. The easiest way to clear that fight is solo. And it's by no means a decent time even doing that. Right, Called By is at 2 Master Duel, correct? Yeah. What are you doing? Right, normal summon. I'm trying to work it out. If this gets Called By, that is my last Lopter. Maxi. I am reasonably fine with that. Yeah. Lopter? Lopter. But I feel like that's worth it. What the hell have I done to deserve you? You absolute ass. I leave this for this turn. I'm not dead on board. This one deals 2k. But they need... Oh, they need that, don't they? They just fucking need that. I guess I could stop bitching about Equilibrious Beast to start ranting on a scale of 1 to the various knowledge the internet has given me throughout its years of how much I hate them. Because, honestly, what the hell was that? What were those draws? Called by Super Poly, Maxi, and they pitched Dark Hole, by the way. That's the other thing. They pitched Dark Hole. You have 3 Horus, 2 Sark, 1 Field Spell. That's it, by the way. I banished one of these and shuffled this into the deck. So you're going to tell me you still drew a starter card for the Horus part of the deck? Yeah, those stats in the corner are accurate for the start of the stream only, as evidenced by this extensive loss streak. Good freaking god. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that we needed to possibly top up on gems midstream, because goddamn, at this rate, we're gonna, we're gonna have to do it next stream. And, oh boy, do I hate this hand. You don't know how generators work, do you now? In fact, I am very tempted to special summon just once. They draw a card, I get half from deck. That seems decent. No. It is a tempting offer. But they get 2 cards for it. Whereas this is free and gets me to Har anyway. Now, they could have Nib. How much do I respect Nib? I got to choose. Moment of truth, you know. Anxious moments. That's fine. Right, now, we just chill. We summon our good boy, Ha, who is then going to send a monster from their hand to the grave whenever they add one. We can just negate the Gateway of the 6. We still don't need to negate because you're not actually doing anything. This doesn't remove... No, this removes from field, but we can just negate destroy. These remove from exactly this card. Okay. That's fine. And I think we actually just let them do this. So they do this. They add one, they foolish one. Because that's how this works. And... Yep, there we go. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a 6 strike card. Okay, that's fine. Send a monster. You've got 3. Okay. Okay, you got 4 counters again. My god. You can synchro summon or you can link summon. They synchro summon for the 6. Is that a monster negate? Monster effect. Oh, the fool. Now, granted, they do just hit overlopped, but I do not care about that. Nothing here has 2,000 or less, so they can just get 1 back. And then we just negate and destroy, because that wins us the game. We know exactly the card in your hand, and that nothing else here does anything. That effect is negated. Anyway, thanks for coming to my, delayed thank you, but thanks for coming to my TED Talk about why Equilibrius Beast Everdark sucks ass. I hate it. It's an awful fight. Once I'm done with it, I will not be revisiting it in a hurry. It is not on my top 10 things to repeat in the next 5 minutes. If you can believe that, you know. Link 2 Isolde. Isolde, unfortunately, is like many things. Are they able to spin their wheels more? Are they able to do things again? You don't have another normal summon. They did normal summon. Yeah, they normal summoned the level 2, right? Where is it? Oh. No. How do they special summon? Fuck. They're not gonna just break through this, are they? Surely not. Like, I don't know how this deck plays, and I know Isolde is crazy, but surely this isn't just whatever they were going to do anyway, right? Right? What did you add to hand? You added this. But that is your normal... No, hold on. Link summon, discard 1. And then what was that effect? No. No. This one? Golden. Okay, but you don't have an equip spell anymore. No, you have this, and you have 4 count. Oh my fucking god. Can also get you to join your companion on a circumnavigational trip of the Earth via snail. Preferably both on the same snail to put an extra load on it to make it travel at half the speed, or, you know, slower even. I do not need a repeat of this. Ever. I don't want to leave this simply because I think the timer is against them. I disrupted their plays, they had to go through a different line. But at the same time, this thing isn't once per turn, and they've just got another one. Just get different ones, you know. Dugaras. Special? It's probably special, right? Yeah. So what's the special? Is it the negate? I don't know what that does. Like, I'm not activating a monster effect at the moment. And surely you could just bring this out a different way again. Like, you're gonna keep going. You have Gateway of the Six again for another 4 counters. And it just keeps going. The endless conga line of warriors. Someone should really get on the idea of a video of top 10 things to do while your opponent 6 Sam loops. Top 10 other things you could be doing with your life than watching them play the game and spin their wheels for 15 minutes. Best 5 Lovecraftian mythos you can read while your opponent combos to 6 Sam. I have the book somewhere. Maybe that's the idea. I just start reading Lovecraft whenever I come up against a 6 Sam player. Because honestly, it comes with the same feeling of existential dread. Like, look at this. They were down to 1, 2, 3, 4 cards total. Yeah, 4 cards total, and then they made Isolde, and just got back into the combo line anyway, because Isolde is also broken. Like, how many of these problems would be fixed by just, you know, banning these cards that are already banned in, you know, TCG? Actually, while I'm saying that, let me look up what the, like, I'm pretty sure the 6 Sam continuous spell is still, like, limited in TCG at least. FNL list. Right, where are we looking? Okay, it's not banned. And I guess what card am I actually looking at? Gateway of the Six. It's still limited in the TCG, by the way. As it should be. People are doing things, like, people have been doing things with 6 Sams once the support came out in the TCG, with 1 of that spell, and they just have 3 of it in Master Duel. Which means your opponent gets rid of 1, and it's not the end of the world. You just keep going, using your other broken staples that Master Duel is sort of fit to keep in the game. Like Isolde. Also, why is this just not banned or limited? Skuldread is never a fun time. Whatever he's doing, it's always some stupid shit. Yeah, that's the only correct choice, really. Which sucks for me. Are you just putting it on your field because giggles? Or are you getting something back from your graveyard? No, you're putting it on your field because giggles. It does accept during the draw phase, and I'm not likely to add a card from my deck to my hand. And they're not going to put up spellcasters. They're not going to get more generators. But they are making it a pain in the ass. They have 96 on board. They have to use one of the big bodies to clear Lopter, which would then free up a smaller body to actually clear the token if they can get to another one, like that one. They can just boost them. That's another thing. 2 counters, just boost. 500 attack. They had like 12 counters on that. They could have like well over lethal. And they're just not. They're playing with their food. But I'm... like, how low could the timer be on their end? Can we get that from duel replays? Can we get the opponent's hand and can we get the opponent's timer? Because that feels like it's crucial information we're missing out on. They also have drastically overlead. Like, what the fuck? And you can just keep going. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, here's the thing. I could relinquish Anima one of these two monsters, not both. And Baron is an Omni-Negate anyway, so I can't even do that. Come on, disconnect. Run out of time. Go on. Make my day, pretty please. You inconsiderate human. I don't know if it's a hot take, nor do I care. 6 Sam loops are boring. And they should not be legal under any circumstance. I can't special summon this because I'm now too low on life. I can't summon this because I don't have another discard. And they've probably got, like, actual interruption for me. Because they've just drawn a fucking shit ton of cards, you know? What can I do here? Not much, honestly. Oh, and they just get to keep control? Oh, yeah, right, they Monster Reborn. Right. So anyway, we do this, they negate with Baron, probably. Like, right, that's just the, yeah, that's just the natural, like, thing. You negate with Baron. So there goes that one. Here's a normal summon. Here's an Anima. Now, here's the question. What the fuck do I steal? I don't think it matters. I do not think it matters one bit. But we'll do this. If nothing else, it's funny. I can apparently just do this. It is all effect. And it is damage. So of course I can. We go battle. They die. And I've got all of exactly boss stage to beat down my own generator. Plus they're now completely re-established hand and field. Thanks to exactly one card. Right. Do I summon tokens? Like, it's a legit question. I think I do. It sucks, but I think I have to. We tribute... No, it's fine. Oh no. They fucking played into...
I want to give them a new addiction called cave diving. I want to teach them about a very famous spot.
Preferably without addressing where they're going, for anyone they know, for the next few days. That would be pristine. Perfect. What the hell is this fucking stream? I've won like all of 2 whole duels. No. If I have my way, I am beating you into the ground. Pretty please. Let's go. Summon. Fuck off. I am just trying to win a couple of duels. I'm not asking for loads. I have got 1,000 gems. You asked for it, let's look at your hand. Let's rip the starter card. Pre-prep, Droll and Lock. Can't win. So that's a fucking Ash Blossom. I am going to scream. It's not Ash. We know they have Droll, we know they have pre-prep, we know how they have a Nouvelle thing. They're gonna resolve pre-prep. Because I don't have the negate out, and there was no point in getting the negate out first, because I'm short bodies. It's not imperm, because they now have a card on the field. Even if it's Veiler, it doesn't matter. They get to add. We know they have Droll and Lock, and 1 additional monster. We don't know about the other one. So yeah, there's the spell. There's the monster. Now they add the level 2, which does make me think they have a higher level than just Droll to tribute. There's Droll. What did you add? You added this, right? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Tributed this, which doesn't do anything. You summon out the last monster in your hand, and we know you have another ritual in your hand. Type 1 spell trap on the field, destroy it. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card, or when this card. Yeah, this doesn't target, my guy. Are you familiar with negate? You now have nothing, and the last card isn't evenly matched. GG. I'm not letting you level up because, goddamn, I need some wins. Like, these are supposed to be mildly entertaining. I've just been ranting and losing, like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9 duels, 2 wins. That is abysmal. We do have 3 legacy tickets. We're going to open 3 legacy tickets. Reveal the hand. Not helping. Nor is that. Nor that? No. So conditional. I love this guy. I love his art. But unfortunately it's just a vanilla, you know, and it's just a monster. And that's elemental hero support, so yeah, cool. We got that checkbox done today. Right. We'll see if the Master Packs can give us anything better than the last series of pulls we just had. Granted, how much did we just earn that duel? I don't know. Stardust Wish, that requires Stardust Dragon, I'm pretty sure. Stardust Synchro. Pretty much Stardust Dragon, another hero card. Code Talker, Hazy Flame. Battlefield. Oh wait, we have battle. Oh, the other ones will be like gifts that we couldn't use. But like, hey, yeah, Battle Fader. That's neat. We can't make this. Like, we just can't summon this. Kind of cool art, but your opponent can't target cards in their field, grave, or banishment, or this card on the field with card effects. So yeah, hella Floodgate. If we could make it, we would, but we can't. We don't have the Azamina fusion things, and it's pretty much supposed to be like slotted into White Forest, White Woods, you know, Azamina. Like, that's the intention. It's pretty clear. Well, Battling Boxer requires 2 Battling Boxers, and that's not going to be particularly easy for us. Oh, what are these pulls? We're getting dupes all around, and then the 2 SRs are just, like, actually useless. It protects itself twice, and becomes, like, 3,800. It's not once per turn, but it requires 2 level 4 Battling Boxes. That's the trade-off. This is specific to Nouvelle, and we have nothing for Nouvelle. Like, let's just have a quick showcase of what we have for Nouvelle. Your cards. Okay, so we have this. We have this one, and this one. That's 1, 2, 5, 6 cards total, and it doesn't really work at all with itself. At all. So, yeah. Like hell we're doing that. I'm just looking to win a couple duels. I've got 600 gems. Do you think that's apparently the current challenge? Run out of gems by end of stream. We are halfway through. We have not spent half our gems. And we only started with 1,000. It's really not that complicated. And it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Oh, you love to see the hands like these, don't you? 55-15. That is not exactly ratios I expect, but we take those, I guess. Set 1, set 2, your move. We've got kind of a DD Crow, and we've got a Banish, and we've got Mass Removal. So, what say you? What do you have? You'll get many more chances, probably. Because this hand isn't going anywhere fast. But it could just stop you. You could just be able to do nothing. Shining Sock. I mean, I can banish it pretty quick. That's like a saving grace. They are taking their time thinking about it, though. This is not a complex decision. You add Shining Sarcophagus. You add the thing that your deck revolves around. Unless you already have it, then add a thing, you know? Don't think click button, plus. It's taking an awful long time. Could it be that they're actually competent? I really don't want that to be the case. Turn silence. Target one face-up monster you control increases level by 3. Also, if you activate this card in response to an opponent's card activation. Okay. Right. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh. Wait, no, it's just monster effect activation. Right? Yeah, okay. So they can do this. And then that's their use of it. And then we do this. We do not let them keep that on the field. We'll pitch this. It's not a light or dark, so it can't get bestialed. Cool, but you still don't have the effect. My button no work. It does suck though, I've still got to get rid of this somehow. And they have a thing in response to monster effects, which is exactly my next way of getting rid of it, most likely. Being completely honest. We've got Fenrir, Gabrion, that's a special summon monster, Utgarda, possibly Har. We've got Olinoids, Cosmic. That's pretty much it. Yeah, in fact, that is exactly it. We've got Olinoids, Cosmic. Well, they click in buttons. We'll take that. Waste of that card, so... end the battle phase. Yeah, but I don't really want to attack into it anyway. Yamatako Orochi. This doesn't do anything by itself. I think I'm fine with just doing, like, holding. Hopefully next turn works out a little better. It's going to be a bit rough. I need a light dark in the grave to banish for the Bestial, but that's not going to happen. It'd be nice to actually get the Paleo on the field, so I could then synchro with it. That's another thing, but can't do that either. Sure. Squash. Thanks. But yeah, at present, I'm not quite sure how feasible that is, and once again, they're going to take a minute thinking out what they could possibly do against one whole set card. The last one was Dynamicious, so you never know. Does Dynamicious have it once per turn on it? No, it doesn't. So it could be anything. It could even be another Dynamicious, but it won't be, because otherwise I would have fired it. It could be MST, but it won't be, because otherwise I would have fired it. Yeah, we're doing this now. It puts a dark in the grave. Yes, it gets them to this, but it puts a dark in the grave. This cannot be destroyed by monster effects, which is unfortunate. but it's how it has to be. They'll get Stronghold. Cannot be destroyed by monster effects, but can I negate it somehow? This negates a monster, right? Yeah. I would need to activate a spell to negate its effect. Could possibly banish it. It's like the one thing I'm seeing. What are you adding? What Dark Magician card are you adding? And why is it taking you so long to think of it? It's Dark Magical Circle. Wow, who would have guessed? Opponent's monster. Yeah. Do I have anything banished? No. You will, but I won't be able to synchro summon with it. Which is an issue. Kinda need to be able to synchro summon. Ah, they missed. I'm fine taking it. I'll leave it. There's no reason to actually fire that right this second. Oh, that's such a good draw. Get out of here. Nothing you can do about it. You can chain this, but it won't fix your issue. And now its other effect is offline as well, so I can actually go to the battle phase. And yeah, so we let that happen. And start with the Bestial. Banish this. I'm actually very close to getting down to 2,000. Oh no, its effects negated. Well, no, its effects are negated, but I could probably still try and pay the cost. What are you waiting on? Are you trying to work out whether it's worth activating the trap? Maxi. No. No, that'd be stupid. Why would you be, you know, trying to work something out like that? During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell trap, you contribute a spellcaster, but you won't have a spellcaster. Battle. Kill it. I'm relatively confident. They're on a basically 60 card deck. 2 of them are out of rotation. That's a-okay. Although, I really want this special summon, but now it's going to cost me more. No, this is unfortunately worth it. We summon an attack position just cause. Maybe they summon an attack position too. I think they take too long to think about it. They are going to summon in defense. Yeah. So we're just doing damage. Because this is not a spellcaster. Main 2. Normal. Special. This one. It gives them one more draw, but I'm pretty confident that this is what we want to do. So yeah. You got 5 cards in hand. This doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything. You got 40 cards in deck. One of your 45 cards remaining is Shining Sark, probably. I assume you're going to be on 3 of it. But even if you are on 3 of it, we can banish the last copy. Trap, trap. Seems that we made the right play, I think. All we need is 1 normal summon and we put them on a 2-turn clock. And that normal summon has to have, like, 600 attack. 550, really, but, you know. Okay, what's the one monster? Normal summoned. Normal or special summoned. You don't get its effects, remember. That's fine. You get 2 monsters, but you don't get its effects. The best you get is you get Search Out Stronghold. And that's if it's destroyed. If you're using its material, it won't be destroyed, so choose. I'm going to tribute summon Dark Magician. It is an XC summon. I feel like we have this duel, but it's taking so long to actually just get through it. That's certainly a choice. Destrudo. That indeed is another choice. Destrudo. Target. Gravediggers. Well. Yeah, that puts me at pretty close range to death. If I win here, I am at that life point range that I was on about. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Damn it. Okay, it seems that that was fine anyway. Well, that other trap isn't live, or it's another Gravediggers, and we're not activating Destrudo again, so all's good. We win. I think it is just that simple. Called by. Sure. Fine by me. That is not doing anything to stop whatever I'm doing. Next. Set 1, set 2. Now you see, if they were impactful, you would have set another one of them last turn. As it is, they're not impactful, because otherwise you would have set one of them last turn. Battle phase. 2/5. Skill drain. Well, that puts you at death. Cool. a little bit close with that 50 life. I would have preferred to be on, like, just the other side of 1900, to be fair. But, that counts as one more duel for the proficiency test, which means we only got to get one more. It also counts as a win. Win is a win. So we get some legacy tickets, and we get 2 whole master packs. Turning our luck around, maybe. Morphing jar number 2. Helios Trismegistus. Don't know if it's controversial or not. Probably not. I really like the little macrocosmos kind of bit. I like those guys. I thought it was a pretty cool bit from GX. I like their theming. It's probably pretty good that macrocosmos just isn't a consistent deck of any kind, but I like them. Right, next one. Musto, Oracle of Gusto. The names. Firewall Guardian. Wait. Link summon of a Cyburst, you can special summon it, but would I be... I mean, I have to normal summon this and then use it as link material. That doesn't seem great. Battle Survivor. Nope. Rapid Warrior. I mean, it gives me a, what, 1200 direct attack? I don't think that's going to win me the game most of the time. Mass Clown. Flute with Summoning Dragon, Germ Infection, Overdoom Line. Okay. Yeah, Trismegistus is new. Right. All we need is 2 more wins from this point. That's all we need. Right. Trap Tricks card, Altergeist, Crusadia. I'm not sure if that's our first Crusadia, but that is kind of neat, because that means that we can actually do, well, we can do Crusadia things. We have some of their links. If an effect monster, you can add a Crusadia spell trap. I don't know if we have Crusadia spell traps, but still. That relies on Pyros or Obsidian. Ascend is not particularly great. It's another Zodiac combo. But that still relies on us getting into a Zodiac monster in the first place. DDD that we probably can't summon. Because the appropriate few... Well, I guess Poly. If we can get, some kind of just regular Poly. Or fusion from hand effect, you know? It's a Fiend. Requires 2 materials. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this card, you can target another card, return it to hand. If you do, equip a monster except the battling monster gains attack. It's a neat effect, but we are definitely not going to be able to make use of that. Simply because I don't think we have the DDD cards. Right. Second pack. See what's inside. Maybe less duplicates. Maybe more duplicates, apparently. Hungry Burger, great. We can actually ritual summon it. We've got 5 copies of its ritual spell. Oh, that would be the new pull, wouldn't it? Just Burger. Fantastic. It's what I've always wanted. Right, unsurprisingly, we're just jumping back into it. Dude, I'm not sure if you thought the deck was going to change because we pulled Hungry Burger. But if you did, I think you need to reevaluate some things, right? I would have thought it was fairly obvious that Hungry Burger is not going to change up the Generator Bestial deck. That said, Hungry Burger is a 6. Bestials are 6s. Obviously top tier meta synergy that is going on right there. People can't even begin to comprehend. I'm getting a Forbidden Quick Play spell. Do you want me to or not? I'd imagine they don't want me to, but they're also just kind of sitting there menacingly. Unless they're, like, you know, looking at this, clicking on it, going to the related cards, reading through each of these. Although if you're reading through each of those, like, Droplet is one of them. Yeah, there you go. Solved. Was that so difficult? Was that such a bad time? Right, now we can set one and activate Generator Field Spell. Man, such a low use rate. Anyway, attempt to generate a field spell. Yep. Top deck, as always. Well, we can tribute for Lopter to summon tokens, to tribute to summon... Yeah, like, we can still do it. Fork you. We're gonna go through this as fast as we can. They get to set a Primite spell trap from deck. What are you setting? You're setting Lordly Load. Right, do we bother? The thing is, this does get them to Drill Beam. But they could already have Drill Beam. I would much rather try and make them send a monster right now. Send Jet Dragon, so it is Blue Eyes. Now the issue is I'm dealing with Jet Drill Beam every single turn. I mean, I have to let that go through, right? I fucking hate it, but I do have to let it go through. I know the last card in hand is Drill Beam, so basically it's a standoff. They have the upper hand, because if I try and negate, they Drill Beam, and then there goes my one ha. They do it proactively, and I just don't use... Well, I then use it to negate the Drill Beam. They don't do it proactively, and then I kind of can't really use it, because, you know... And that's where this goes. Oh, they can't activate Drill Beam now because they've ditched the Primite. So, reveal a Primite or a normal monster in your hand. You don't have a normal monster in your hand. But they haven't used that effect. I kind of have to at some point, right? So we'll just do it now. I know they've still got Lordly Load. But this means that they then have to use Lordly Load. And, like, I've stopped something of theirs with... Well, not really checking the Drill Beam, but, like, I've stopped something of theirs, right? Oh, that just set specs from deck? Okay. Well, they've now got Drill Beam live. And they can get back in perm. Pain. I mean, there's one correct answer to Drill Beam, I guess. It's technically the field spell. They thinking about which one it is that... No, they're getting rid of her. I guess they... What? But now you know have fucking... You don't have Drill Beam. At least not until next turn. At the end of the damage. Oh, for fuck's sake. Forgot about that. Come on, man. Also, like, why is this person just kind of, like, here, you know? There are, like... Blue Eyes is still good. Just because Malice and Ryziel are around, it doesn't mean that you can't succeed with... Sure? Alright. I mean, I've just lost here, right? They've got this. I can't destroy other cards. So I have to clear this. Which is a little bit tricky, as you might imagine. There's seals. Return one face-up card. It's once per opponent's turn. I don't know. Can we fake them out and go into battle phase? No, we can't. Main phase 2. End phase. They do this now because they just fucking do, right? Man, we are having a good time. It's exactly what you want. I mean, for the duels that we've won, they haven't taken, like, forever, have they? One of them took a little bit of time. But I feel like the duels we've won, I could have won at work. I could have played this shit out earlier. What's a 12-card extra with a 40-card deck? Is it actually Sidra? Is it an FTK? Might be an FTK, guys. In which case, we've got the wrong fucking bestial. Wait, no. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Am I just going to be telephone burned at, like, with the fact that they've banned, like, Cannon Soldier, right? You can't play Cannon Soldier. They aren't playing Gadget Hauler. Oh, it's not a burn card anyway. Why did I think it was a... I mean, this is just, like, stupid levels of combo. There's Link Rebo. It is a quick effect, isn't it? Yeah. And then you bring back the telephone. As the famous saying goes, telephone for telephone, telephone for telephone, telephone for telephone. Ad infinitum. There's Transverser. Then you do telephone, bring back telephone. That probably was actually 5 summons. 1, 2, 3, 5 summons. It's just very coincidentally timed that it looks like Nibiru. I do not care. I do not care that that was not Nibiru. I do not care that you just, like... Yeah, they've got cross out for it. They want to FTK me with Beals? No. No, where's the death? Where is the death? If anyone is watching this and... Oh. Yeah, there we go. It's the Black-Winged Assault Dragon. Sorry, I'm just used to it being Red Eyes Flare Metal. This doesn't have a max counters on it. So yeah, it is, you know, Beals FTK. Just done slightly different. Another thing that could just be fixed if you banned, like, one card. Ban Beals. I don't want them to ban Beals. I actually kind of like him. But then he just, like, demolishes... Like, he's just an FTK enabler. Which is really rough. I mean, they won't. He's been, like, around that long. Another Thunderbird, apparently. Well, okay, we got more than one Thunderbird. So, for the going second deck, I guess that exists. And that's new. That's another danger. Hello. What dangers do you think we have? We obviously have two Thunderbird. We have a Nessie. Alright. After this pack, we can only get 2 more back. We can only win once. We've got like 50 minutes to do it. This is also an FTK card now, for some reason. Vendread Battlelord, okay. Black Illusion Ritual, and a Misdirector. Add a Cynet Fusion. Hello, Gaming Addict. How do? Tyr Kashtira. It is another Kashtira name. I'm not sure that we just play it, but it's like, it is another search target for Fenrir, I guess. It's neat, but not, like, fantastic. It's only at 1. Which means we got 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. These are the ratios you want to see. Although it is a tier element name. Special summon as tier element, and then send one monster you control with the same type or attribute as the special summon monster. It is a water. And it's a psychic. So it would send itself. It's only got a summon from hand effect. Well, you control a tier element. If you control a tier. Send the top 3 cards of your deck. You can fusion summon. Reinhardt. We don't have Reinhardt. So, yeah, it's the bridge between the two, and it doesn't really help us out in, like, any meaningful way, like, whatsoever. So that's cool. But more importantly, dangers. What do we have? Okay, we have 3 Chupacabra, we have 2 Mothman. Yeah, I'm getting close to a full tier deck for the by virtue of the fact that they're all limited. We've got an Ogopogo and a Thunderbird, as well as a couple spell traps. What are these? Okay. I mean, I think we just prefer Realm of Danger if we were actually playing Danger. And we've got Second Expedition into Danger. And we've got Danger Zone, which is a fantastic trap card. They are just good in general. And we've got... Now we've got Nessie, 2 Thunderbird, and I think, like, 2 Mothman is probably ideal. Like, that's our little package. Maybe with Chupacabra, we're using it as, like, a little rank 4 package with the occasional big beat stick for removal. I don't really know. Doesn't feel like it goes in with this deck. But maybe it could, as a way to boost the consistency. And the thing is, in that case, you'd be pretty much, like... I figured out that the next cards to go are probably the Time Lords and the Cubic Seed plus, like, Ascension. Which really sucks. Because, like, they have been pretty good to us. And if we take those out, it means that Destrudo has fewer targets to... Well, no, we're adding in a couple targets for Destrudo to synchro with, so I guess ignore that point. But it means there's fewer ways to make Anima. And essentially, we're probably then no longer actually playing Anima. We're probably playing a rank 4 Xyz instead, which is fine. But Anima is easier to make, because it's just one level 1. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely building a new deck, like, for the next stream. Because, yeah, we've played this one for a month. And it's definitely, I think, the best thing we have access to. I think 100% it's the best thing we have access to. Maybe a few card choices that are, you know, a little wonky. The, what is it? The Time Lord, the Cubic Seeds and all that. But I think overall, like, you get a miss for a hand every now and then. But this is, like, still solid, right? You've got monster removal, monster removal, monster removal. I don't see anything wrong with that. No one plays spell traps, except the person setting the spell traps. Okay, my opponent is actually playing spell traps. Who could have seen this coming? But yeah, we got punishment, which is a destruction and a negate. Because we actually have Myriologic Aggregator. Clockwork Knight, that is fine. We basically just let them combo for a minute. And we just torrential at some point. Guess what you didn't pull? Is it like the big Exodia fusion? Is it Millennium Unk? Oh, now what? Yeah, I think we do it here. This is like 3 monsters. That feels like a good spot. It was the head. Oh, you didn't pull the head of Exodia? I mean, the thing is with Exodia, like, it's just one super rare, right? Like, at the end of the day, because all the pieces are limited, it is just a super rare. Punishment. What do I have in hand? And what did they add? They added, like, Cybernetic Overflow? Sure. We'll steal it. And there's a Cybernetic Overflow. And there's Gabrion the Time Lord. But I can't summon him. We cool. Apparently this is where we're sitting for a minute. Unfortunately... Do they go for 2? Because if they go for 2... 1, 2, 3. I mean, you didn't actually need to go for all 3. Like, you could have just gone for 2. But I guess you don't realise that for some reason, so I'll take that. 100%. Or you just had a starter? No? That's not a starter. Yeah, but the thing is, like, this is just objectively bad for them, right? They could have left a resource in grave. They only needed to destroy this and the punishment. Now, I could shuffle the hand back into the deck and give them more draws, but, like, everything on the field is, like, kind of currently established. I'm okay with that. So, I think what I'm going to do is do this. Tribute. Spec. Spec from hand. Get this on the field. And then that gives us 9 lives access, which we can use to get Lopter out again. Or it gives us, like, Aggregator, but no, like, we just clear this for battle, like, 100%. Deal the damage. We've now got machines on board, and so did they. They have a Cyber Dragon in hand. But we can... what can we do? We can do this. I think I leave it. I think I just leave it as is. I've got a generator to discard. This is not a light or dark monster, so... even if they have Cyber Dragon in hand, I can just, like, negate the summon. As so. Now, because Side does not once per turn, they can do that again, but, like... you know, that's fine. And apparently it's good enough. Which means we just win. Because we can put it back on the field, we can get Lopter, and Lopter can get into a bigger boy. I mean, as it is... no, that... okay, so that's not game. But now it is. There we go. And I do actually have to attack in with everything. Success. We beat Cyber Dragons. And with that, we are basically out of gems. We leveled up. We're level 28. Cool. We've got like one duel on this. Right. Yeah, we've got 236 gems. Let's open these 2 packs up and then see how many gems we get from our rewards at the moment. Yeah, we've got a few rewards lying down there. But I'm not sure we have like 170 gems worth. Olion. That's our second one. And we weren't playing the first one, so... tells you about how useful it has been. We have some Adamancipator cards, clearly, but probably not enough for it. It is a good card. But we already have one. And, like, it's about finding a way to utilize it in the deck. Using your normal summon for Olion is really bad, when we could be using it for different things. At least for us, using the normal summon for Olion is pretty awful. It's another Naturia. I mean, that helps build in with the couple of Naturia cards we do have, so there's that. But the rest of these are pretty much nothing. And we're on 36 gems. Okay, we've got 5 rewards. We need, on average, 34. It's not going to be that, though. $160. Oh, no. Wait. No, I've got it. Just, random. If we watch one replay, we can claim the reward for this, and then we can win one more duel. And last I checked, you don't actually need to, like, watch the whole thing out. You just need to, like, go into it. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna have to. Like, I am just going to have to. But, like, this means that I can duel one more time and win. Like, this account just does not generate the gems easily enough, you know? We don't play the festivals. You don't get enough gems from, like, the individual duels or anything, so, like, I have to buy them every now and then. But, like, hey, if I can really get down to, like, a gem, because I just, like, managed my gems a little bit better, I actually got, like, this reward. And I don't have to buy gems this second. Well, that's good. Whoa. Set 1 pass. Looking at ass. What happens if I win more than once? Well, we simply don't duel after we win the first time. That's the plan. I'll do some deck building on stream. We'll actually do, you know, look at the card collection. We'll see if we can cobble something together. That's the next plan. Oh no. I mean, hey, I think we're pretty safe from winning this duel at the moment. Just a guess. But at the moment, we look pretty safe. Pop, baby. And then special this. The thing is, Dino's boss monster does just kind of win. Like, there's nothing we really do against it. Especially from this position. There's Overraptor. I guess if they put Overraptor in the grave, we can get Druisworm. And if we get Druisworm, we can, you know, send something. You know, you are pretty much right. So, let's cut to the chase. We bricked pretty hard. So we'll just, you know, we'll save the effort. We didn't get an impactful spell trap. Next duel. We can afford to lose one or two. Although this stream has been really heavy on the losses, actually. It's been pretty rough. We've won all of 5 duels. Yeah. Now, granted, I don't think we've dueled, like, 15... Well, actually, we might have dueled 15 times, honestly. This would have been a killer going first hand. But, as usual, you cannot have everything. Okay, that harkens to ye old Blue Eyes. Maybe current Blue Eyes, but, you know. Whitestone. That's an end phase card, though. I mean, win the coin tosses. You know what? You raise a valid point. I can't really argue with that. Just win the coin toss. I mean, I can set up for Clockwork Knight. Oh, they are playing the new sport. I mean, the 12 requires 2. That was a special summon. Do you have a level 1 tuner? No, you're making an 11. Pep. You're not gonna pay life points, I'm just gonna out it. And are you summoning Blue Eyes? You are summoning Blue Eyes. What am I doing? I can summon Inspector Border. And I could then make Yazi if I really wanted to. You know, there are funnier plays I can do. At least I believe so. Yeah, they're just straight up R. Right, okay, so we normal summon. We've got one monster effect because of Inspective Order. We pay half. We summon. We summon. We pay 7. We activate. We activate Clockwork Knight, just for giggles at this point, I guess. And you know what? Battle phase? Start of battle phase? Game? Get fucked. Get absolutely demolished. Look at the legs. Oh, I needed that laugh. I'm saving that. No, I'll just for good times. I like to have a giggle. Where have we? How many times have we won today? Okay, so we did start down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 and 1 and 8. 3 and 10. 6 and 15. That's actually pretty good. That is genuinely pretty good. Right. Wait, a secret mission has appeared? Oh, take control of an opponent's monster? Attack them with it? Deal over 8,000 damage in a single attack. You're telling me I haven't done that before? Aw. Sad times. Right. Okay, we go to the shop. That's our last win for, like, packs. So we'll open these legacy tickets, we'll open these master packs, and then we'll see if we can do a little bit of deck building. Right, Trap Darkness. I don't think we really have Lair of Darkness, which is probably what this works best with. Either that or Dynamorphia, kind of. Goblins. This is my favourite Goblin Biker card. Actually a complete lie, but, you know. There are very few cards that are specific to, like, you know, the Goblin Bikers. It's pretty much just Goblins. In fact, I need to check that. There might be no cards specific to Goblin Bikers. More Performer Pal things. It's Negate Attack, but the Pendulum card, so that's not great. Yeah. No, those cards aren't particularly amazing. Okay, let's see what the Master Pack has to offer us. Oh, Speedroid stuff. No, we need to have multiple wind synchros, which just isn't happening. Tindangle support. Spirit support. This one's not bad, right? Yeah, this is just Rota. Add a Spirit Monster. There's a small, like, Spirit Monster engine that you can kind of do. 60 gems more and you can get one more pack. That's true. But, no, we'll call it here. But yeah, that is just Rota. And I don't know if we have, like, Sakitama or the... That was Aratama. Because they're like, similar enough names, but I don't There's a non-super rare Yugioh? Huh. I thought they were all like... Hold on. Ultra, super, ultra, ultra, super. We have found the one Yugioh. I mean, yeah, it is bad. It needs to be special summoned by shuffling a Yugioh into the deck. On the other hand, it's kind of like, it's got its own Honest-like effect. You can just Foolish from deck, and it's just any level 4 from deck. Like, that's an okay effect. It only gains the attack, but, like, surely there's, like, stuff you want to send from deck to grave. And it's all effect, so it will trigger things like Shadows, right? It's not terrible, actually. Shaman of the Tenyi, that's actually a pretty decent one as well. We need to get more Tenyi things. Capshell is fine. Agnista, Abyss Actor, unfortunately. Onomatopoeia. I don't know why I said it like that. Is Onomatopoeia. If you're going to put emphasis on any part of it. But that requires summoning Utopias, which we do not have. But yeah, that's actually kind of funny. That's our second Yugioh monster. Right. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the deck. And let's just... I mean, there are so many of these that I just haven't touched in an age or need a super reversion. Oh yeah, do we need to update our staples list? I think we do, actually. Lost Wind. Update. I don't know if there's anything else that needs to be put in here, but we'll just, you know, Lost Wind for the moment. Right, okay. This doesn't have, okay. Tama. Nikitama Aratama. During the turn this was normal summoned or flip faced up, you could normal summon a spirit. Okay. So, yeah, we need Sakitama, who is an ultra rare or something like that, and that's what gives you, like, the little spirit kind of engine, if you will. You can just search for spirits, but, like... Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, all the Goblin Biker cards are related to Recon Squad. Any Goblin is related to, like, all the Goblin Bikers, because they just aren't specific. Which is really funny, actually. Right, yeah, I don't think we've got any other staples lately. You could argue the dangers, maybe, but I don't think so. We got 2 Battle Fader, and we can oh, wait, so we can actually just play Battle Fader as well. Huh. Yeah, in terms of, like, our early pulls, by the way, you missed us pulling this fantastic ultra rare from the Master Pack, and this one from the Legacy Pack. Which is apparently not even our first. That's really disappointing. What else are we looking at? No, okay, I think we're probably done with our staples. Oh yeah, there was a cool one last time. We got Gagaga Magician, which does make like, any XCs a hell of a lot easier. What else was I looking at? Secret Barrel, right. Anyway. Let's delete a couple of these ones that we don't need. We don't need the pile, this just didn't work. It just didn't. What's the ideas one? This is for heavy poly, which we also don't need. 2 non-effects. Using 3... Oh, right, no, this was material for, like, the Quintet Magician. What are the actual targets? It's Quintet, Despian, and Trilogig. From your hand or field, you can also banish monsters from your extra deck up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. Okay, so realistically, I think the only one we could actually do is either Proskenion or Trilogig. So let's cut that. What does Proskenion require? Despia and a light or a dark. We only have the one copy of that. That's a 0. That's a 10. So we can cut that. We can cut this. 10 dark. Light 1. Light 10. Light 10. Oh, okay, so we could... Wait, light, light, light. So we'd need a dark again at, like, super low attack, actually. Which would probably just be 4 Strix. But you'd run Verte anyway. Well, yeah, you'd run Verte anyway. So that would be kind of the package for heavy poly. I think, you know, we can clear this as well. We can just clear the ideas one. Good stuff can go. We're basically on good stuff at the moment. That's a staples list. Staples list is basically the things to watch list, right? I don't really need this. No. Because whenever we pull stuff that we're like, actually, wait, we kind of have these things already, so, you know. I keep these simply because it tells me what number of these cards I'm not allowed to use. Like, if you go into this one, we actually have, like, Stamping Destruction. We got 5 of this, which means we could use 2 in a Dragon deck if we wanted to. And, like, we've pulled a couple of the Flute of Summoning Dragon, which means we could use a couple of these if we wanted to, you know? That's the only reason that I've got these ones still here, so to speak. Although I could just make them as, like, individual lists of can't use 1 and can't use 2, I guess. Yeah, I guess I could condense them. Possibly. I mean, they're all 40-card decks, right? So I could do it in, like, 2 lists. Yeah. I might do that off-stream at some point. But yeah, I'll leave those. Umi normal, ninja, fire, vampire, go second burn, engines. I guess likewise, I can just, like, get rid of this, right? Because we kind of know about what's here. Like, everything. So, yes, I can get rid of that engines one. Staples is fine. Right. Okay, create new deck. Do we want to try and actually do, like, Exile shenanigans? Because we have Time Thief Reader just as a guy. I should probably just look up our Xyz 4s. And I guess our Xyz 8s as well. Or, like, you know, various levels, because we do just have Gargagar Magician. We have this guy. No, we just put him in at 1 copy. We've got, like, this. We've got this one. Like, we've got a couple Zodiacs. Is that all our Zodiacs? That might be. Yeah, when I said a couple Zodiacs, apparently exactly a couple Zodiacs. Oh no, there's Hammer Kong. We've got a Shark Drake. Do we have any of the related cards for this? We do. And Shark Drake just requires 3 level 4s. Okay, that's neat. And what does Shark Drake do? Detach 1 special. Oh, okay. Sure, it's like, it's easier to put out damage. And we got Nash Knight. Okay. But not this one. Okay. Locks us into Xyz, does not lock us into, like, waters or anything like that. So we could do, like, some kind of, thing with that. That locks us into waters, I guess. Which would be Dreadnoid. Spin that for a second. Zoo. We got a few Zoo cards. We've got this one. Okay. What do you do? That's kind of neat. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to just, like, play all the 4s? Because, like, there's probably some stuff that... Okay, we got 1 Thoroughblade, we got 2 Cataroost, and we got 2 Whiptail. Which can go into Borbo, Hammerkong, or Chakanine. I think Chakanine is... No. Borbo will be our best one then, right? Well, it has 12 or more materials. We can't do that, actually, can we? +1. +1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 materials. 9 materials. So we couldn't do that. Although if we've got it with 9 materials, I think we've got, you know, don't really have issues. And what do? You attach a Zodiac monster from your deck to that monster as material. So, like, we could do Zoo to some degree, but that's kind of what it looks like for Zoo, which is... Do we have like, Tenki? We do not. I should actually pop this boy in. Just because he's half of any Xyz monster 1 through 8. Which is, you know, a little strong. And Cowboy for game could probably, you know, help us out for time or 2. What is our general Xyz pool? Oh yeah, right, we could take a look at our rank 10 higher machines. So let's just focus machines, because that probably cuts it. Yeah, it's pretty much just this page. So rank 10 or higher machine, which comes down to Babylon. Pretty much just Babylon. It also gets to Chaos Dyson Sphere. But, like, we just have Dyson Sphere. We might as well try and, like, Xyz someone and rank up. Yeah, that's a 9. Okay, so yeah, Dreadnoid isn't really the way to go. Which makes sense, I guess. When is Dreadnoid running anything over, especially a Masochist? But do we keep it in anyway? Probably not. We don't have any gun cannon cards, do we? We do. What do we have here? Shiranuo. Nope. Ikura or Shari. And this is Uni. So, no, we can't actually give it any special effects based on the Sue ships. Which is a little unfortunate, but oh well. We starting from the top or from the bottom? I think we're starting from the bottom, right? Okay, yeah, let's leave those in. Let's just kind of find good stuffs. We have some. Not really enough to justify it, though. What else do we have? Feral imps. I don't know what reptiles we have, so that's probably not worth it. It's a 9 negate, but the other one, Hyperion's, just better. And yeah, it is kind of just better. We have the 11, I think. But I don't see it here, so let's just keep looking. What's the cap? The cap's like 19 before it tells you that, like, hey, this is illegal, stop. Yeah, we have the... We have that one, but I think that's it. We have you, but you require fiends. That's a spellcaster. And is there anything else particularly cool around here? Oh, we have a Ragnar 0, but I don't see a Ragnar Affinity. That's another 10. 20. Ooh. Mu Beta Fafnir. And those. Yeah, I can't. For some reason, I can't put more than 20 Xyz monsters in my extra deck. So we got a 3, 2, 4s, a few 10s, an 8, 2 7s, a 6, a 5, and a 5. Like, I think overall 4s is the correct choice. Maybe, like, just redo a turbo, try and stick him and get his support. But I was just curious. Let's find our boy. Related cards. Detach a material from an Xyz monster, special this. If this card is normal special summon, you can add Time Thief. So, we could do that. We could do that, and we could just run the counter trap, I guess. And we could do that, but then that's like really bad because we're running a card whose only effect is the graveyard effect. We don't really want to do that. I mean, as it is, this is probably bricky enough. Oh wait, Rescue Rabbit. Hold on, we had a list of, like, things to do with Rescue Rabbit. And if we're looking at 4s, so the best 4s we have are Kumori, Mechanical Chaser, Darkfire, Sparkman, Artorigus? Yeah. And what are the 4s we're looking at? We're looking at Granite, who is generic. X-Charge Dragon. That's so bad. Like, that is actually horrendous. That Pendulums, which we don't have access to. could get us into Iron Wolf. Could also get us into Gear, Gig, and X if we really want, like, those machine search. Oh, wait, hold on. We have, like, level 4 or lower. Damn it. Of course it's level 4 or lower. Why would it be higher? Noble Knights. Yeah, nope. Pyro type. And what about you? I mean, it gives us a draw. If we like our spell traps, we could run the fairies. We don't have Dark Fairy level 4s, do we? I feel like Dark Fairy level 4 normals don't exist. Exactly one exists. And it's level 5. That is insane. The normal pool is not endless. Things you learn. Okay, well, what's the most crossover that we could possibly get and want? So 2 level 4 darks. I feel like we want something. We want Dark Attribute. Now, we could do Dark Dragon, which gets us into this, or gets us into this. We can do Dark Machine, which gets us into this, or this, or this. Or we could do Dark Warrior, I do believe, if we take a look at Normal, Dark, and Warrior. Yes, we can do Dark Warrior. Like, we have 2 of Clavkiss. In fact, we should probably just put that in this list as well. I mean, it's gonna be Force Turbo, right? We're trying to see if we can get Reader to stick. Okay, so let's start cutting the higher end. And what about the lower end? I feel that we cut the low end. If we're gonna have, like, Gagaga to copy a level to make a rank, we want to be copying, like, 7. We want to be copying higher, basically, not lower. So, yeah, what are we currently running? I mean, these are generic materials. 2 level 4 darks. Would we want a machine search? A machine search gets us into this. Psychic search would get us into this. Effect. Machine 4. We don't have loads, like, so surely we can just have a quick look, see if there's anything that stands out. Like the tin goldfish, that's actually like rank 4 enabler. Trolley Ollie. Xyz monster Xyz summoned using this card gains 800. Which is kinda big. What else do we have? We have this guy, but if normal summon a token, it basically becomes 7. Let's just chuck that in for the moment. We need more samurais for that to become consistent. Hold on. Oh, we had more Time Thief cards. Why did it not show? What was I looking at to show the Time Thief cards? I don't know. I'm a little confused. So yeah, we want to play this. Do we want to play this? Because that's exactly a graveyard effect. And it, like, even if we were playing that to, you know, summon off a startup, that still feels pretty bad. Yeah, I think I'm good leaving that at that for the moment. What else could we have? We have a gadget, we have mech lords. Oh hey, mech lords, they can Xyz summon, I think it locks us into machines. But yeah, they could, like, do that. Is there any point to Xyz summoning a machine, though? I feel like the only point is summoning a monster that we've already deemed there isn't summoning a point summoning for. Unless we decide we're not doing this. This requires 2 level 5s. Are we playing level 5s normally? No, we're playing 6s normally with the Bestials. So that gives us the room for Dreadnoid plus a target. But Dreadnoid would still need to run something over by battle, which doesn't seem ideal. I still think that that's probably fine, because we do want to just kind of have some flexibility with what we're summoning. Oh yeah, we said we weren't summoning 5s. Right. Close that. What gadgets do we have? We have one of each. And we have a silver, who special summons a level 4 or lower machine. And special summons a gadget from deck. Are these on normal summon? Normal or special summon? So we could run like gadgets. We could possibly do like a small kind of just machines thing, really. I also don't know why we're keeping these guys in, actually. So what if we did +1 and there we go. Do we need this? Doesn't seem like it. No. No, we don't need the rest of the gadget cards, so... I mean, that's related to exactly these 3, and then I think all of these are just going to be showing the same cards. Yeah, it looks like it. Right, where were we? Down here. Okay, oh, obviously Inspector Border. But we've got the Blast Spider access again. Wait, we have most of ABC there. We're missing C. Huh. That is not something I was expecting to rediscover, learn, look at. Your pick, I don't really know. Right, we do need to slot in staples. So... is the monster count okay? Monster count is probably fine. Is it too heavy on Time Thief or Zoo? Maybe. Who knows? Do these things have, like, Beast Warrior specific effects? Yes. Yes, they do. Whose type is, not whose original type. This one's whose original type. I still think we run Clockwork. Or we probably... do we run DNA Surgery instead, actually? Does Ruffian Railcar do anything? Hold on. Kind of. Takes a normal summon, though. I mean, what doesn't? There's a lot of the time we're going to be like normal summon a guy. And we have an Infinitrack. Oh, also we haven't put in the Rescue Rabbit targets, but yeah. We have an Infinitrack. Earth Machine from your hand, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe? I don't know. Trying to work this out is weird. We're looking at all the effect 4s that are... Oh wait, we're taking a look at all the effect 4 machines. Of course we are. If we take a look at effect 4s, that's going to drastically... Yeah, look at that. It might just be that we want more things that summon. Like the Abyss Actor Pendulum, right. Yeah, maybe we look at a rank 4 deck, I think. Like, we've got plenty of monsters. It's just about trying to configure it in the right way. That Xyz summons if an Xyz monster is summoned. So it's an extender, not starter. Oh, we got 2 copies of Summoner Monk. Alright, I know I've been going through this slowly. We're gonna have to like call it a stream at some point, but I am liking where this is going. Am I messing something up here? I don't think I am. There's a Vion, but we know that that's not doing anything. Do you summon? It gives you an additional normal summon if you control magic key. None of those. Oh wait, we have a Tenyi. Huh. There is so much of this collection that I've kind of like seen once and forgotten about. And if we have a Tenyi, then we can like really lean into maybe having like 4 Rescue Rabbit targets. Maybe? I don't know. Our traps need to be very high impact if we did that, but we could do it. What do you do? Normal summon, special summon, and Neospatian. Right. Or an Elementary or Neos. Are any of the Spatians 4? No, they're all 3. And this guy isn't Neos, so yeah. Normal, special summoned, add a Perform Mage. What Perform Mages do we have? You have this one. If you control the Perform Mage, you can special summon this card. Okay. But that's kind of it. It's specifically a 2-card combo. We have Mathmech Diameter, normal summon target level 4. Special summon, it cannot activate its effects. Are we locked into like Cyburst? Extra deck accepts Cyburst for you. So yeah, that's not really going to help us out all that much. Junk Breaker, who's Dark Ruler at home. We have Doom Cow. We got a lot of stuff, really. Reader, there's level 4. Ninja, Moth. Oh, right, we would need to run, like, the dangers in this, wouldn't we? Definitely, like, the 2 Mothman, the Nessie, probably 2 Choop. There is something to adjust rank 4 Turbo to get to Redoer, I guess. Redoer Pass is not the strongest thing in the world. But it is sticky. got 1 What Draft, we got 2 Draw Hand, 3 Draw Hand even. There's Curtain Raiser, who is basically a free summon. There's a Rescue Rabbit. What rarity of the other zoo cards? There's another couple of rares we could be picking up. That one's... yeah. The only other super rare is Rapier. And of course we could be picking this up to go into the extra deck a little bit more and turboing through that, so we don't have to run dupes of the same names. What about... oh, right, no. Turn 1 face up guard you control, destroy it, summon a zoo. Sure. Destroyed, yep. Destroyed, okay. So, like, the rares don't have ways of attaching themselves? No, this has a quick effect to attach itself. Okay, the ones that give the negate effects don't seem to have a way to attach themselves. They have to rely on something like this, or... what is that it? How else do you attach material? That manually detached material. Yeah, how do you actually attach material? That has a detach effect. Yeah, I'm not actually sure how you replenish your material. Alright, keep it going. There's... I mean, as it is, I'm pretty sure I'm fairly happy with, like, the various things we've got. But it's just kind of looking, what else could we do? Because, like, look at the amount of level 4 monsters. We need to cut down on that somewhat. Yeah, we have a little bit of Adamantipator. Neat. And the other crazy bit is there might even be cards that we could just keep running. I might be missing over cards that also just special summon themselves for some reason. But I don't know them because I'm not familiar. I mean, this guy technically does, but it's so few and far between. That one could and probably would. This one could but wouldn't. I mean, it can shuffle Redoer back into the deck, but, like, I don't see the point of that. If he's banished, he's where we want him. Are there any cards here which would be banished? Don't really know. Rescue Rabbit tributes, right? Rescue Rabbit banishes, so we could shuffle Rescue Rabbit back into the deck. Got Cosmos, of course. There's just so many 4s. You're an extender. That's an extender, but that requires that we get an Xyz monster on the field. The other one just requires we get a dark, and we want to be focusing around, like, small extension, not big. Don't know if that makes any sense. Oh wait, we have pendulum scales, right? Yeah. Not you. This just gives us pendulum scales. And is there any point to having those pendulum scales? That is a different question. What are the life point gain effects? Opponent cannot target Valmonica monster cards. Destroy a spell trap. Yeah. The thing is, like, it's basically, we can pitch a card, scale, pendulum summon, Xyz. Which is a little bit of a weird way to go about things, but it's like, it's valid. We could do it. Chaos Mirage, who can special summon, but then we're locked into synchros, yeah. Breaker. Yugioh. I don't think we would. We're looking for kind of like main phase things. Alright, that's like every 4 that we've got. But then that's ignoring our staple monsters as well. And... okay, so what's on the lower end of it? The gadgets, right? Because they're all, like, very specific about what they also require face up on the field. To an extent, the, I mean, the Blast Spider as well. We can special summon Shathana if we make Pearl first. Or if we pull off Rescue Rabbit. If we pull off Rescue Rabbit, we have used a normal summon, though. Right? Not necessarily. That gives us easier access to Rescue Rabbit. Normal 4. What are we thinking? Dark? Dark Machine or Dark Warrior? Let's save for the moment. Let's go to our shenanigans. Warrior. Specifically by battle. Dark Machine searches. Machine attacks directly, but that's it. And then searches on death. That just adds. You know, maybe it doesn't need this much thought going into it. What do we have? 2 darks, 2 4s, 2 4s, 2 4s, 6s. And what else do we have in 4s? Pearl, right, we need to put Pearl in. This is removal. Yeah. It does require we do battle damage with it, but it is removal. If we're playing an Xyz deck, we can totally run this, actually. We don't need Black Ship. At least I don't think we do. Watch me eat my words very soon after we start actually playing this deck. We got Utopia double, but we don't actually have like Utopia or anything. Do we have double or nothing? We have double or nothing. We have Utopia double, but we don't have a way to negate our own attack because we don't have Utopia. That's just 2 4s. Let's chuck that one back in for a sec. Let's put... okay, no. We don't need all of these in, right? I mean, we're not pulling off that effect. Is there any reason to just have it with a fat stack of Xyz materials? I don't think there is. Oh no, right, the reason for it to have a fat stack of materials is so that you can start detaching the Xyz monsters instead. Right. So we want 2 of it. So we do actually want 2 of that one. No, we don't. It's fine. I think I'm okay with that pool for the 4s. That's the 4s pool. We need to think about, like, the generic... Oh, yeah, right. Rescue Rabbit. What are you summoning out? Darks. Just darks. So, normal, dark, 4. We have Clavkiss, who's probably the biggest stats. And... I mean, okay. Now this is going to sound really dumb. Do we even need Rescue Rabbit? Rescue Rabbit is a one-off. We can choose throughout the deck with Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk takes the normal summon, specials Rescue Rabbit, who then trades for 2. But what have we done? We've discarded a card to summon from deck. And if they haven't ashed that, then the Rescue Rabbit goes through. If they do ash that, we're down a normal summon. Yeah, we're down a normal summon. No extender? Probably? I don't know. It's weird to think about. I don't think we even need Rescue Rabbit in this deck. Okay, right. Let's quickly just dump in the regular suspects. Oh, right, we put a 7 in. That's extra reason. Vistial. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Extra shiny. Do we want to dump in Clockwork Knight? Probably not. Because it turns off the Vistial stuff. Do we have DNA? We have DNA surgery. We could change everything to a like Beast Warrior type for giggles. We've only got the one Time Thief search and we don't really have ways to bring it back. Also, our spell trap lineup is mediocre. Our monsters... Right, okay. Shathana doesn't make the cut. 6, 7, 8. Are we running an 8 at the moment? At the moment, we're not. I don't think we make special allowance. Gives us pendulum scales for 4s, but... Oh, that allows us to actually get into the curtain raiser more than once. How many 4s do we have? That's just straight up like 20, isn't it? Is Zoo worth it? Against this effect. This card can attack directly. If this card battles an opponent's monster. So, at the risk of heresy, we have 15, 18 level 4s, and room for spell traps. And other assorted ranks. What do we have? So 6, 7. 6, 7. What type use? Spellcaster. Okay, so we're probably not doing any type specific ones. You're fiend, you're good, you're not already in there, you are, you aren't. Do we want you in there? We probably want you in there. You're a beat stick to start having to get over. I think that's actually kind of it. We've just seen why Transverser is so good, though. So do we keep that? Shuffler normal. 2 7s. 6s. 6s. What do you do again? That is spot removal. We don't have the lower one, do we? No, we don't. Just gets us into our 4s again, but is there any point to that? Right, I'm thinking on this too long. This part of the stream is actually exceptionally boring. I'm just kind of like shutting up and thinking, and I'm not really saying anything. It's also, you know, kind of getting on a little bit. So, for the moment, we will put this on hold. I'll probably be building the rest of it off camera, I guess, off stream. And I'll be updating, well, supplementing our gem total off stream as well, because if we go back to that, we're only at 41. We are level 28 now, which has taken some time to grind to. We got one duel left on the practical exam, so that's pretty cool. And where are we? Okay, we've passed 1600 duels, and we are very nearly at 600 wins. So let's update those stats real quick. 1607, right? Is that where we're at? 1607, 594, yeah. Alright. I guess out of curiosity, actually, what that does mean is that this stream, duel 1607, just curious. So 1607, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It was a win. Let's go. Oh wait, no, that's 1. It was a loss. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect, right? That's all we're doing for August, because I believe Monday rolls around, and yeah, that is the first day of September. So, I guess, thank you all very much for watching. My name is Cat Monarch, and I look forward to catching you guys on Monday. New month, new deck at the ready, and possibly a new one after that, or like a revise of something else that we were doing. Because, you know, we should give other things their chance in the spotlight. Can't just be generators all of the time. Until we get it as a constructed deck, and then it, you know, yeah, then it will be. Because we want this challenge to end at some point, eventually. So, look forward to catching you all on Monday's stream. My name is Catmonic. Goodbye for now.